Welcome back to BD Daily Tech News Podcast, your daily briefing on tech and innovation. Today, OpenAI gets FedRAMP Moderate. OpenAI models land on AWS. And the Musk versus Altman courtroom arc returns like a software update you can't skip.
Nothing says fun morning like compliance acronyms, cloud vendor drama, and two billionaires arguing about the soul of AI. I brought snacks and emotional support for your security questionnaire.
We'll keep it simple. What happened, the tech behind it, using actual human metaphors, and why it matters if you're building products, buying software, or just trying to not have your data become a case study.
Story 1. OpenAI is now available at FedRAMP Moderate, which sounds like a hotel loyalty tier. Like, congrats, you get late checkout and the Pentagon.
What happened? OpenAI says ChatGPT Enterprise and the OpenAI API have FedRAMP Moderate authorization, which is a U.S. government standard for cloud services. Translation, federal agencies can adopt it more easily because the security controls have been assessed against a known baseline.
So it's like the bouncer finally stamped OpenAI's hand. Not you can do anything, but you can enter the club without bringing your own metal detector.
Exactly. Simple tech version. Imagine a cloud service is a building. FedRAMP Moderate is a standardized set of locks, cameras, visitor logs, and fire drills the building must have, plus a process to prove it. It doesn't mean the building can't ever be robbed, just that it meets a defined security bar.
So it's moderately secure, which is also how I describe my password habits. Like, I'm not proud, but I'm not reckless. I'm FedRAMP Moderate.
Why it matters? This is a distribution unlock. Government procurement is slow, but once a tool is cleared, it can spread across agencies and contractors. For developers, it also signals that OpenAI is packaging enterprise controls, identity, audit logs, data handling, in a way big institutions require.
Okay, but real person question. Does this mean my prompts are now protected by the Constitution? Like, I plead the fifth, and also please rewrite this email politely.
No, and that's a perfect segue. Story 2. OpenAI models, codecs, and managed agents are now available on AWS. What happened? OpenAI is offering its models inside the AWS ecosystem, aimed at enterprises that want to build AI apps where their infrastructure already lives.
So OpenAI is now in multiple malls. Azure Mall, AWS Mall. Same hoodie, different food court. And every enterprise is like, great, can you deliver to my locked-down parking garage?
Simple tech version? Instead of calling OpenAI directly over the public internet, many companies prefer consuming AI through their cloud provider's marketplace and security perimeter. Think of AWS as the corporate kitchen: identity, billing, network rules, logging. OpenAI is now an approved appliance you can plug into that kitchen.
I love that. Approved appliance. Like, your company won't let you install Slack emojis, but it will let you install an agent that writes code and negotiates with vendors.
Why it matters for normal people. More enterprises adopting AI usually means more AI features in the tools you use at work. Support chat, document drafting, code assistance, without your company needing to rebuild everything. For developers, it reduces friction with compliance teams because AWS has established controls around access, monitoring, and procurement.
Counterpoint, it also means your company can buy AI faster than it can write a policy for it. So the agent gets access to the internal wiki, and the internal wiki is 40% outdated and 60% vibes.
That's not a counterpoint. That's a prophecy. And it leads into the governance story.
Story 3. Elon Musk and Sam Altman are going to court over OpenAI's future. I'm sorry, but this is the most Silicon Valley sentence ever. It's like two dads fight over who gets custody of the robot.
What happened? According to MIT Technology Review, Musk and OpenAI are heading to trial in Northern California, and the case could shape whether OpenAI can operate as a for-profit enterprise and what that means for control and governance. It's not just gossip. Structure determines incentives.
Here's my naive question. Why should regular people care if a company is for profit? Everything is for profit. Even my free app is for profit. My toaster is for profit. My emotions are being monetized in real time.
Simple tech and business version. Imagine an AI lab like a power plant. If it's run like a public utility, the goal is broad access and safety constraints. If it's run like a high-growth startup, the goal is scale fast, ship features, and capture markets. Both can do good work, but the default priorities differ, and that affects pricing, openness, and risk tolerance.
I'm going to disagree with you a little. People act like governance is the whole game, but half the time the real limiter is your data is a dumpster fire. You can't AI your way out of a spreadsheet named finalv7realfinal.xlsx.
You're right, and I'll reverse my emphasis. Governance sets incentives, but execution hits the wall at data. MIT Technology Review also highlighted the need to rebuild the data stack for AI. Enterprises discover that adoption isn't blocked by the model, it's blocked by data quality, access controls, and integration.
Actionable takeaway for listeners: before you buy managed agents, manage your mess. Inventory where sensitive data lives and decide what the AI is allowed to see. If your policy is Ask Gary, Gary is going to quit.
2 practical questions to ask vendors this week. 1. Where does my data go? Training, logging, retention. 2. What are my controls? SSO, audit logs, role-based access, and the ability to restrict tools and connectors. FedRAMP and cloud marketplaces help, but they don't replace due diligence.
And if you're a developer, build like your future self has to explain it to compliance, because she will. Also, comment below. Are you team multi-cloud freedom or team one cloud to rule them all? I'm team whichever one stops billing surprises.
That's it for today's BD Daily Tech News Podcast, your daily briefing on tech and innovation. Subscribe for the next episode and share this with the one friend who thinks FedRAMP is a new energy drink. We'll be back tomorrow.